Yes, I've heard you guys loud and clear. You guys wanted me to give you guys the update on ABC THERION, and I've been playing the deck non-stop since the start of Defo. And to some people's surprise, they think Droll and Lockbird's gonna stop me from killing them. That is not the case. I can OTK you through the Droll and Lockbird because I don't need to search, and to some degree, I can even play through an additional Veiler as long as one extender. I'll give you guys all that in this video. I'm mainly just gonna be focusing on giving you guys combo lines. I'm a little reluctant to because I'm still using this stuff and I kind of like keeping the secret to myself, but here it is for you guys. You guys have asked for it for like the last month. So make sure you guys smash the thumbs up and hit subscribe, ding that notification bell. And let's start off with a quick profile on how my build is working so far. All right, let's go engine to engine. Starting off with double A, triple B, double C. We have one torque tune gear, essentially the same when it's in your hand. We have one of the Union driver and a triple of the Union hanger. So this is the entire Union lineup. And you use torque tune gear as your main tuner of the deck to get to Hulk. So Union hanger is the one card Hulk, or it's a one card ABC. But if you can go to Hulk and get the ABC, you should probably do that instead. As for the Rose engine, we do play because we play Hulk. This is the Rose engine. Siding wise, just take out Basil Rose Shoot or take out the entire engine if you don't need it. If you're afraid of bricking against a board that is going to be super oppressive, take them all out. They're not going to help you out. And you probably won't even need it. That's what I'm saying. You can just play Link-based ABC. So next, the THERION engine. We have two THERION King Regulus and we have two Disc Coliseum. This is not a one-card starter. It doesn't work out alone. It needs to pair up with machines, and which is why I chose to cut this down, because this is the reason why you brick. Anyone that plays this deck knows that the THERION stuff is the reason why you brick, but since the follow-up with the King is so powerful, you play it anyway. And also we have Mystic Mind, because we have so many field spell searches that this is going to help you win games, especially on the games that you don't deserve to win. This is a really clutch card, especially when it comes to like you set rotate it onto the field, you just activate it and they're like pretty screwed, especially when they don't plan for it. But I don't really like showing that card. Now that you guys see it, I hope you guys don't side it against me. Next, the Enchantress engine, the adventure stuff. We have two Enchantresses. Yes, we've cut it down. The reason why we started to cut down a lot of this stuff is because it doesn't really win you games if you only have one engine. You need to get to a tuner, otherwise it's kind of useless. Yes, you get the one negate, but it's not going to win you any games, so we decided to cut it down, and you're guaranteed this. If you open two pieces of ABC, the hanger plus something else, you're good to go. You're gonna get to this, and I'll show you guys in the combo. We play two rights, you just need two because the games are not gonna last long enough, not with this deck anyway. And we have one Faithful Venture and one of the Draco backs. Draco back, you can even try to hold this in your hand based on the playstyle that I'm playing, because I respect the Mystic Mind. So that's this engine here. And next up, we have the utility in terms of hand traps. I'm only playing Ash because this is an aggressive deck, and we have one Artifact Scythe and one Fairy Tale Snow. Yes, I managed to cram a Snow in here because it gives me a more, I guess, disruption, because people are playing Dark Ruler. It gets really annoying without any sort of disruption, so we decided to put in the Fairy Tale Snow in there, and it's also part of the combo. And finally, the spell utility, triple Droplet. The reason why we are allowed to play with such low hand trap count is because we main deck Droplet, and that's for it. Going second is actually not too bad. As for field spell control, set rotation, don't forget that you can use this to ruin your opponent's field spells as well, especially against those Marine Cess players. Triple Pot of Prosperity. Yep, so it's just consistency. Foolish Bearer for Machine or for the Water Enchantress. Terraforming for any of your field spells that you are missing. Call by the Grave is Call by the Grave, and the card that replaced the unauthorized reactivation is Monster Reborn. It does a better job than what unauthorized is supposed to do, because I want a tuner. If I'm getting hand trapped by an Ash or a Veiler, I get a free tuner thanks to you playing your card. Or if you give me a nicer monster like a Baron, I'm gonna take it. Or if my ABC is dead, I'm gonna revive ABC, and that's like, this is literally triple Monster Reborn at this point, and I get to banish one of your cards. So yeah, essentially it does a better job than what unauthorized did, which is why I kind of cut it down. I put it down to one because the brick hands are the weird ones where unauthorized are in there and it doesn't really help out. I get that it's nice synergy, but for now it's out. I might consider putting it back in, considering that this is technically an E-Telly if I can get it, especially for one of my tuners, which is the Torque Tune Gear. So that's the entire main deck lineup. As for the extra deck, I call it Synchro ABC, but there's only 4 Synchro monsters. The rest of it's still Link, which is why you can continue to play the Link package stuff. So starting off, we have Hulk, the most important one that's always going to get negated. We also have Dagda because we like to sight lock people, and we have IP Masquerena just in case we need to go in that direction. Although I typically banish her out a lot because I don't really go into her. Then we have Platinum Gadget, Cherubini, which is one of the key extenders now. I really love the card, and it makes it for an easy banish option for the Pot of Prosperity, and Nightmare Unicorn. So yeah, this is for OTK purposes, and like the Nightmare Unicorn, we also have an access code for the OTKing. As for the only Xyz monster, we have one Baguska that can help you win games, especially when you don't open too strong. Going into Baguska, especially against like Fwandereeze or Despia, really helps out. As for the actual Synchro package, we run TG Wonder Magician for the popping and go into Baron. We play a Shooting Riser Dragon, very important card. I used to play 2, but it got limited. And we have Baron, and that's mainly a Synchro play. And as our other boss Synchro, it's very easy to summon this. Yeah, we have the Psychic Hand Punisher. You can go for the 3-8, which is probably the typical number. And as for the remainder of the fusions, we have triple ABC Dragon Buster. That's it. Before we get into the combos, thank you guys for supporting us on MST.TV. You guys have made our white sleeves the next best white sleeves, so I thank you guys for that. And there's more stuff on the way, from oversleeves, new products. Thanks to this stuff, there's a secret teaser somewhere in this video for our upcoming series, made possible thanks to your support. And this combo is brought to you by MST.TV. Thank you guys for checking it out, and let's see how this works out. So typically you have 3 other cards here, and maybe if you're going second, you'll be drawing an additional card, but I'm just going to keep it simple here. Say you use Droplet, you clean off a couple of cards off the board, you activate Union Hanger, and you add yourself a nice B. And then they throw away the Droll and Lockbird. So Droll and Lockbird is now active. Okay, we're gonna put it right here. So we can't search anymore. So this is how you kill your opponent. Essentially, you needed a Union Hanger active or something to equip more cards, and you just need B or Torque Tune Gear or C. And this is why it's important to get C. So we're gonna normal summon out the Torque Tune Gear. Torque Tune Gear is gonna be targeted by Union Hanger, and that's gonna equip the Union Driver. Driver's effect is gonna activate. We're gonna banish it. Okay, so we banished it, and we're going to equip ourselves with the C. C effect is going to activate. We're going to special summon out the C now, and now we're going to perform a Link summon with the Crystal and Halky 5X. With the Hulk activate as Chain Link 1, and then we have Chain Link 2 as C. C is going to summon out the B Buster Drake. Essentially, you need the B here for sure, and the Hulk is going to summon out a Red Rose Dragon. Next, we're going to perform a Synchro summon, and we're going to go into Shooting Riser. This is one of my favorite Synchro summons of the entire deck. So Chain Link 1 is going to be Shooting Riser. Chain Link 2 is going to be the Red Rose. Red Rose is going to summon out Rox Rose. B can't activate because we're under Droll. So we're going to summon out the Rox Rose Dragon, and we're going to dump into the graveyard the A into the graveyard. From here, you guys should be able to see how it goes now. We're just going to perform a Link summon, a Unicorn. Unicorn can spin away a card, so we're going to use this to count how many cards we're spinning away. So this is 1. Next, we're going to take these 2. Now we're going to go into an Access Code Talker. Access Code Talker, target the Unicorn, and then we can hit 2 more cards with the Access Code. So this is 2 more to clean up. Next, we're going to banish our A, B, and C that we loaded into the graveyard thanks to our Shooting Riser Dragon. And that is going to be an ABC Dragon Buster on the field. This is 8K already, and we get to hit 1 more card, so you get to clean 4 cards off of the field, and you get an ABC Dragon Buster, and you can do 8K worth of damage. It's pretty sick, especially when, if you use Droplet ahead of time, then the board is even easier to clear. And you technically have 1 more card, because if you're going second, you got an extra card. So this is kind of how you can play through a Droll. They don't expect themselves to die, but here, you can serve it to them. Now, if you do get your Hulk Veilered or whatever it is, there are still ways that you can kill your opponent. THERION King Regulus is one of the go-tos. If you do get this line, that means you're stuck with a Hulk on board and you have a B somehow on the field, right? And say this got Hulk, that means the Red Rose package never happened. So what you have to do is just activate a THERION King's Regulus and just get the Torque Tune Gear, whatever monster that you have, maybe an A, and then special summon this back onto the field. Then you just kind of do the same thing. You just go back into the Unicorn, and then you use this to go into the Access Code, and they're still dead because these 2 together are also above 8,000 damage. So that's one way you can push through it, which is a really mean way because it's just, if you have it, you have it, right? Okay, so this is my Saki Hanger FDK combo where they just don't really get to do anything. But if they don't have anything, they're just going to eat this board. So we're going to activate Union Hanger as our first card. We're going to grab a B. Kind of the same deal here, but we're not going to be locked under the Droll. And the first thing we're going to summon is C. Hanger effect, target C, equip the Union Driver. Driver effect, we're going to banish it to equip the Torque Tune Gear. So with the Torque Tune Gear, that gives us the Hulk effect, Torque Tune, special summon. And next, we're going to perform a Link summon, Hulk. Hulk Chainlink 1, the C Chainlink 2, special summon out the B, and Hulk is going to summon out the Red Rose Dragon. My favorite synchro play of the entire deck is this, where you synchro these two together, because it's really annoying for your opponent, because the one thing that happens is that they're going to be under a really awkward Chainlink. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and Chainlink 3 stacked like this, so that even if they ash you, you don't care, you can readapt. We're going to start off by adding ourselves the A, because we're going to dump it into the graveyard. The Rocks Rose is going to be summoned through the Red Rose. Okay, so that's going to give us this. And this is going to dump a Fairy Tale Snow in the graveyard. If this all went through, just dump a Fairy Tale Snow. Now you have a graveyard disruption. Guaranteed is going to be great for you. Rocks Rose is now going to activate. That's going to give us the Basil Rose Shoot. Basil Rose Shoot is really important because you can set this card to disrupt people from using like Dark Ruler no more and help you tag out your ABC so that your ABC isn't going to be dead. So this is helping you break out the chain if you are able to set this card. In this combo, we're going to go full out, so we're going to be actually activating the card. So from here, this is level 3, this is level 3, so we're going to perform a Link summon into Cherubini. Cherubini effect, dump for cost. We're going to dump a Water Enchantress, and that's going to boost its attack. And we're going to activate Water Enchantress to grab ourselves the right. So this is all just free cards here. Next, we're going to activate the right, and that's going to give us the token. And that's also going to give us the Fateful Adventure. From here, we're going to activate Fateful Adventure. We're going to grab a Griffin from the deck, and we're going to dump the ASL core. This automatically loads your graveyard with all the ABC pieces and a Fairy Tale Snow all in one go. Next, we're going to activate the Wandering Griffin Riders, special summon, and this is going to activate Fateful Adventure. And that's going to grab us the Draco back. Now, we're not done yet. We don't have our Scythe Lock. If Scythe Locking isn't necessary, then you should set the Basil Rose Shoot, and you should also just summon out the ABC. Then you're good to go. That's completely fine as well. If you need to go in a different direction where you do want a Scythe Lock, you activate the Basil Rose Shoot right here, and we're going to summon out the Rocks Rose. Okay, take the Cherubini and the Rocks Rose, and you can go into the Artifact Dagda. Activate the Draco back, target your Adventure token, chain the Dagda. That's going to set the Scythe. And so now you can summon out the ABC if you really want to. If you don't think it's necessary, then don't summon out the ABC. But if you think you've got what it takes, then go ahead and banish your ABC pieces and summon out your ABC. So this is exactly what you can do with just 2 cards. This is what it ends with. It's pretty nasty, I would say. And you still have 3 cards in your hand to play. Like, these are the cards I didn't even touch. So yeah, 2 cards to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'd say it's pretty good, considering that they're going to be under a Scythe Lock Baron the next turn. However, there are different ways that you can build this board as well, especially if you can get to the Dagda earlier, and if you want a standby phase, if you're worried about the Dark Ruler no more. Standby phase, you just basically pop your own Scythe on your own turn, leaving the Baron on the field, and then standby phase Baron, they can't use Dark Ruler against that board. They still have to eat the Scythe Lock, which is one of the games 2 and 3 suggestion that I would give to you guys, because expect those Dark Rulers to come in, because these boards are basically unbreakable unless they Dark Ruler you, and even if they use Droplet, they don't have enough cards to stop everything. So it's Dark Ruler or bust at some point, or they have to throw a Lava Golem at you, so might as well just standby phase, Scythe Lock them anyway. And it still works out better, because even if you don't get a Baron, your Baron's still stuck in your deck, so you can have access to it later on. Alright, final combo. We're not going to have Union Hanger on this one. In fact, we're going to activate Enchantress. It's going to get Ash, and we are just going to throw away this Ash for fun, because we burned 2 cards. That's kind of the whole point of this one. This is still a pretty strong board. You just have to be able to see it. Yes, we do have a break of the Union Driver, and we don't have any APC piece. But that doesn't mean that your board has to be weak. You just have to activate the correct sequence of cards, starting off with the right giving us the Fateful Adventure and the token. Next, we're going to activate the Fateful Adventure. We're going to throw away our Union Driver in exchange for a Griffin Rider. So we're going to toss this into the graveyard. Next, we're going to activate the Griffin Rider, special summon it, and that's going to trigger the Fateful trigger-like effect. We're going to add the Draco back into our hand. So far so good. We're going to activate the Disc Coliseum. Disc Coliseum is going to help us grab THERION King Regulus. Now we're going to activate Regulus, targeting the Union Driver, and then we're going to summon out the Regulus and equip it. We are going to switch this target out, so we're going to switch it to a different Union monster. So we're going to banish this, and we're going to equip the only legal target in the deck, Tortune Gear, giving us a free tuner. So this is now our E-Telly, and we're going to special summon out the Tortune Gear using its own effect. And just to keep everything safe, we are going to take Regulus and the Tortune Gear to go into Christian Hulk. Hulk effect, we're going to use that to build ourselves a Rocks Rose, our Red Rose, and then we're going to go into a Rocks Rose. But first, we're going to synchro into a Baron. Okay, here's the fun part. Of course, now we get to use Red Rose to summon out Rocks Rose. Rocks Rose, add Basil Rose Shoot. This is all pretty nice. So there's two ways that you can Scythe Lock your opponent. You can either synchro into, basically you can synchro right here. And if you synchro into, say, the Shooting Riser, you get to dump the Scythe right into the graveyard, and therefore standby phase you can do the lock. If you don't need to go in that direction, let's rewind a little bit. So we have the Rocks Rose and the token. And instead, what you want is you want to use Dagda to do it. There's a fun way to do it too. There's a reason why you can, there's a little bit of a benefit when you use it with Dagda, but it does put you at a higher risk, is that if you take these two and you turn it into, say, the Dagda, we still have to activate a card. So we're going to activate, say, the Basil Rose Shoot, or you can use the Draco back as like a free activation. But we're going to use the Basil Rose Shoot. And with the Basil Rose Shoot, we're going to chain for the Dagda. We're going to set the Scythe. The reason why this particular line is a bit more fun, for me anyways, is that during the standby phase, you can still activate Baron. If you were Baron was burned because your opponent forced the activation of Baron just to remove negation, this is actually good for you, because during standby phase, you can just activate Baron, you can just target your Regulus, and summon this back. And now you still have an Omni Negate available. And on top of the Omni Negate you have available here, if they try to do anything in the main phase, of course you can activate Hulk, banish, summon out Wonder. Wonder pop this. And again, you're still under a protection here. This comes out. Now you can activate these two, synchro, and guess who's back and still an actual negation here? We have the Baron. So you still have a double negate Scythe lock. That's under no ABC piece. That's it. That's all I want to show you guys. Any more, and I'll be giving you guys too much information on the other dead hands that you can definitely play through, but it's what it is. You guys can learn it on your own. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Smash that thumbs up button if you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, hit the subscribe button and ding that notification bell. I've got How to Kill Mr. Rune, probably one of the most hated upcoming decks for sure. Man, I hate that deck. It just rips apart any combo deck. Well, we're going to cancel that deck. So if you guys want to see how to cancel it, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one.